Hey guys, welcome back. On this lecture called Posts Feel Alone, we're going to create a relationship between posts and users. So from now on, we're going to try and relate these posts to a specific user. So let's get it on. First of all, open your text editor and let's go to your models folder on your app directory. Here you have two models, the post.rb and the user.rb model. So we're gonna need to add some kind of relationship from one to the other. So in this case, a user has many posts and a post belongs to a user. But before we change any of the model, we must first introduce this type of data to our database. So go ahead and open your terminal and let's generate a migration. Basically, a migration, as I said before, is adding new information to your database. So let's get it on. Rails generate migration, add user ID to posts. This is the name of our migration, and what we would like to add to the posts table is the user ID of the user model. So user ID integer. Okay. And now, last but not least, let's just migrate the database. Rake db migrate. All done. So next thing is go to the user model on the user.rb file on the models folder on the app directory and add a line of code saying that this user has many posts. And just a piece of advice, if for some reason you delete your posts that remain in your app are gonna look for that user when it tries to search for them, but that's gonna give out an error. So just in case, add this line which is called dependent destroy, which just means if a user gets deleted, all the posts associated to it are also deleted. So comma dependent destroy. Forgot this. That's it. And now go to the post model and add belongs to user. Done. The last thing we have to do is go on to the post controller and add a little line which basically says when it creates a new post, also authorize that the user ID is stored. So user ID. And that's it. And now we're going to create a relationship between posts. So to show what we're doing visually, go to the views folder on your post directory and on the form add just an input called user ID. Done. And going back to the post controller, we're gonna need to add the user information to our post. To do this, on the new action, we're gonna have to set a post is equal to the user dot posts not new. Same thing goes for the create action. So user dot posts dot new, and now we're going to define what the user is, and in our case it's the current user. So on the private area, let's define a new method called user, and the user is the current user. Okay, since we already had posts, let's delete the posts we had because they don't have any user information. To do this, we're going back to the terminal and type Rails console. Now posts.all.each do. You do remember this, we did this with the users on the last section. P.destroy, and that's it. let's start out our server and see if it's working. Okay, let's go back to the root path. Let's log out just to make sure. Log in with Facebook. Cool. Let's try and create a new post. And there you go. As you see, he knows that the user ID that is signed in is 3, so it's working. So let's try and create a new post. This belongs to user number 3. Great. And now, to check that this post really belongs to user number 3, let's close our Rails server and go back to the Rails console. And post.last. Here we go. User ID equals to 3. All done for now.